time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
All right, welcome to Jeff. He's a partner at Kaufman Lynd here in Orlando. If you or somebody you know has been injured, slip and fall, car accident, whatever the situation, and you're going, I wonder if I need a lawyer with what's going on. Jeff's a good call to make, and he'll tell you first up.
Easy to get in touch with, too. Pound 546 on your mobile device, or Jeff at whenyouneedus.com is his direct email. Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. I had a good weekend, Mother's Day weekend. I had my son this weekend. Did a little comedy in Deltona. Had a good time.
Mm-hmm. You missed Welcome to Rockville. That was a party and a half, man.
I would have loved to, but like I said, I had my son, and
for Mother's Day for your wife.
It's a weird weekend to have it, but I get it. It was. I heard it was a fantastic show. I gave my tickets away to somebody in my office, so they had a good time.
Good.
Did you get some events coming up this week, I hear?
Oh, yeah. We got Bear America in, I believe, what's the name of the park?
It is, God, your writing's tough. Gaston Edwards Park in Orlando, right there off Ivanhoe.
Yeah.
Okay, that little park area. Again, it's Beer America, 3 to 6, this Saturday, the 18th. And then you're doing comedy after that out in Summerlin.
Yeah, at the joke joint.
Yeah,
with James John.
So that night, doing some comedy as well.
Real quick question. We were trying to remember if this was an act. We had another situation over the weekend where you had some of these anti-Israeli protesters getting into I-4, trying to stop traffic with their banners unfurling. Taco asked, didn't a few years ago when we had a similar situation, did they put some protective measure in Florida where if you're in a vehicle and you get protesters, threatening you, or you feel like you're in an endangered situation, and something happens to one of them because you flee, you're protected. Did that ever happen? We both vaguely remember something about that.
I don't remember that law. I don't know if it's put into place. I know that right now, if you put yourself in the street, and they get hurt, the law is different now. Now, if you're over 50% responsible, you can't go after anybody. And being in the street protesting, stop in the middle of I-4,
you're out of your mind.
It's a tough thing. I mean, I spent 6 months in the Middle East. Let them spend 10 seconds over there, and maybe their feelings will change.
Don't get us started.
I know.
Anyway.
Somebody said, I'll make this one short. It's kind of girthy. Going for a custody case, filled out a paper saying I wanted to be mailed everything and not put on an email list. Somehow the IRS got involved and added my information without my consent. Do I have any kind of case against the other lawyers for invading my privacy and putting my personal info out there?
Well,
for a lawyer that's not representing him, the people on the opposing side are the ones that did it.
So the opposition put his information. There are a couple things they're not supposed to put out. They're not supposed to put out your social security number, your driver's license, anything where you can have your identity stolen. Not being on an email chain, that's secondary. I mean, but if they put out, like I said, if they put your social security out in the public and you had an issue. Now the IRS, I don't even want to, I don't say those. I shouldn't even said those 3 initials. I'm sorry.
I got you. They're right across the street.
I'm not saying a word. You gentlemen are appreciated. I think you're doing a fantastic job.
It must be on a list somewhere.
No, I don't screw it. Listen.
I know.
I'm not saying anything.
Let's move on. Best lawyer suggestion for a police brutality case. Trying to get evidence from internal affairs from the correctional facility as we speak.
Okay, here's the thing. As far as dealing with police brutality cases, I mean, it's basically a personal injury attorney or somebody who specializes in civil rights. Now, the issue you're going to have right now is they're not going to give you this information. They're going to drag it out, unless you file. Now, the worst thing about you filing against the state is you have to give them 6 months notice. So you might blow through your statute of limitations because you didn't even give notice to these people. So you got to contact a lawyer on this one, and who specializes in this area.
Okay, personal injury is your specialty.
Yeah, but this is a little subsection.
Got it.
Go to the Florida bar and type that in.
Okay. Is it legal for Uber to run a background check once a year and fire me if my charges are pending? I'm on a pretrial diversion.
Well, it's not illegal for somebody to run a background check on you. And they can fire you for any reason in the state of Florida. It doesn't matter. They can say, hey, listen, we just don't like your face, as long as they don't say we don't like the color of your face.
Mm-hmm.
So Florida's a right to work state. You don't get the same protections that we do. Now, based on the agreement you signed with them, and I think you should take a look at it, it's that probably 70-page thing that you have to agree to at the beginning. I think background checks are part of it, and I think in this case, background checks are very important because for them, they can easily say, listen, you deal with the public, and if something's wrong with you and we hook you up with them, we could be sued, and that's definitely in play.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to. It's kind of like when we were talking about
I'm not saying
the
anything's
IRS.
wrong with you, but if they don't do a background check and it's some sexual offender that they let drive Uber, that's
then he's grabbing a
They're
boob.
just protecting their own interest.
their interest and the interest of the people that they're referring people to.
Of course.
Then he's grabbing a boob and it's boober and I entered a partnership and now we are in default by the partner not completing certain things. Am I liable for anything? I'm out on a lot of purchases.
Yes, you are.
Because partnership.
Yes, you are. You're, when you say I'm a partner, is it incorporated or is it not incorporated? If it's not incorporated, you're personally responsible. If it is incorporated, then the assets of the company come into play. And depending on what you did or didn't do, they might be able to come after you. There's a term, and it's a complicated one. It's called piercing the corporate veil. Now, that means that you did something so egregious that you're no longer protected under the corporation rules in the state of Florida. So the answer, you could be, and definitely your shares are going to come into play.
For our pizza joint, BAF Pizza, are you advising us to incorporate or LLC, or what do you want us to do?
Well, that's all the same.
To get this
Incorporated,
thing?
Inc., LLC,
Okay.
PLLC.
Any of those is fine, but when we get this thing off the ground?
You two definitely need to be incorporated.
That's what we did with Balls on Your Forehead.
Yes.
It was, that company was incorporated.
Yeah.
I got
we did.
another
I know.
offer from American Express for a corporate Balls on Your Forehead card.
You gotta accept it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Especially
Just to flash that at a restaurant?
yeah.
Come on, that'd be great.
I don't think they would put balls on forehead on a card.
You better believe they would, because I'm getting offers. I still get them.
That's what it says on the offer.
To Balls on Your Forehead, LLC.
That's what it comes in the mail. So the mail carrier at least gets a giggle. Hey, I'm working for a hotel that makes us take our 30-minute break, which we have to clock out for. However, they say there is no additional 2 15-minute breaks that you do, or that you do not have to clock out for. What? Does this not exist? Is that legal?
Okay, you're not entitled to breaks. Okay, this is the thing: is if you're working an 8-hour shift, you work an 8-hour shift. They're doing the 15-minute and 30-minute breaks because they're, to be kind. They don't have to. They're doing it because they want you to take those breaks. Now, I mean, you're getting paid for the time on the clock. If you're not on the clock, you don't get paid.
Okay, but I mean, a lunch break you get, right?
Yeah, but you're not on the clock.
Got it.
For that.
Can I sue a truck driver who drove his truck through our neighborhood when it's a law you're not supposed to? He ripped down 3 telephone poles. Wow. Causing power and internet outages for weeks, and I work from home. I lost weeks of wages because of him.
Yes, you can sue him for damages if he did something that affected your world in that way. As far as the criminal issues, that's the state that deals with that one. Now, if he did anything to damage property or cost you a part of your income by doing something wrong, he had a duty not to do that.
Okay.
So
Well, is it smarter to go after him personally or the company he works for?
Well, of course it's going to be the company.
Okay, I was because if you go after, there's no guarantee he personally has,
No, but if he did it in his car, most likely there's insurance on
so
that.
it's his truck. Yeah.
You got property damage. You got some wage issues because of it. Yeah. But those cases are always a little weird. But yeah, you can do that.
All right, time for one more here, Taco.
Okay, and remember, if we don't get to yours, I print them up for next week. 22526. Is my employer supposed to pay me for travel time if I'm clocked in for it? W-2 piece rate employee.
Is he talking about mileage and stuff like that?
I guess so. Or just being paid for the time that he's driving.
If you're driving and you're on the clock, yes, you get paid for that. Now, some people say, well, I live 45 minutes from work. Do I get paid? No, you don't get paid going to work. You know, some companies do it to be nice, but they don't have to. You know, your main location starts at that location. Now, if you have to do anything, if you have to drive for the company or do anything else like that, and you're doing anything for the company, of course you get paid.
While you're clocked in.
Now, the amount you get paid on top of it, for example, your personal vehicle, where you're talking about 44 cents a mile or 52 cents or whatever it is now, the federal government gives you an idea of what they suggest that money should be.
Okay. Don't forget, Jeff's gonna be doing
Bear America.
The Bear America 3 to 6 in downtown at somebody Gaston Edwards Park in Orlando, and then that's this Saturday 3 to 6. Then that night he's doing the Joke Joint in Summerlin.
Spreading the love.
Woo! Jeff Kaufman, we always appreciate your time here. Kaufman Lynd is the law firm. Again, to get a hold of him, Taco, real quick.
Jeff at whenyouneedus.com or pound 546 on your cell.
Thank you, Jeff.
Always love it.
Lynch and Taco. Demand. Download the iHeartRadio app.